Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Shelf Collective for the premiere of Red Heaven, Our Heart, the City Beneath actual play. I'm your GM. I'm your games master, Docrimbo. I use he, she, or they pronouns, and I am joined by a robust cast of wonderful people, a healthy-sized cast, a husky. Well, that doesn't sound right. There's 6 people in the cast, and it's overwhelming. But I'm so glad that they're all here, and we're glad that you're here. We are playing Heart, the City Beneath by Rowan Rook and Descartes. It is a borderline horror, weird fantasy dungeon delving game. So all of our players are using safety tools. And just so you know, in case something comes up, you can feel free to turn away and come back at another time. But tonight, we will just get started and meet everyone in the group. Before we jump right into the action, let us go around, and I would like to meet our cast. Cast, tell me who you are and the name of who you're playing, and maybe just a little tidbit about them, what they do, where they're from, or something like that. So we'll start in the order that you see on your screen here. We'll go fittingly enough from top to bottom, just like we're going on a delve. So I see Ali, my buddy, up there at the top. Hey, Ali, welcome. Tell everyone about yourself. That seems like a lie. But I appreciate that we're off to a good start. Next to you is my friend Amber. Hello, Amber.
Hello, Doc. Hi, High Shelf Collective. It's been a minute. My name is Amber. You can also find me anywhere there's internet at the Space Jamber, or rather, you won't find me anywhere there's internet at the Space Jamber right now because I'm on hiatus. But I am a recovering TTRPG influencer, uh, a winner of one Ennie and nominee for a couple others. But anyway, I am playing Anais Piaget. Pronouns she, it. My pronouns are she, they. And I nailed all bases.
You
Sorry.
nailed it. You got everything. You were
It's
thorough.
it's been a week, dog.
Hey, don't worry. The heart knows what you're after. Don't worry. The
Oh,
heart the heart will help. Let's go on to my friend RJ down there. RJ, hello, bud.
Hello,
Welcome.
everybody. It's me, your boy, RJ. Today I'll be playing Shubil, who is a junk mage. They are a rock mage by trade, and they like to have some fun, chaos. It's going to be great.
Okay. And then I see also that, I mean, you and Sid, you're not a pair, but you stream together a lot, and so you and Sid are here together. I think technically. Hi, Sid, my friend. How are you?
Hello, Doc. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. And tonight I am playing Jazzy or Jazzith. And she's a heart song deep apiarist, aka bees.
Bees.
The bees. But along with the bees, something that you should all know about her is that she has a very dear friend named Larry, and Larry is a stag beetle and is always with her at all times.
Just yeah. He's like in her heart,
Yeah,
but
and
also
in a
in a
jar.
jar.
Yeah, in a jar on a bandolier at all times.
Awesome, thank you. And moving on, someone who is also in our heart and always with us is Benji. Hi, Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. You can find me online at Chance47 on all the socials. And tonight I'll be playing Toby, a drow deadwalker. And something about Toby is if Molgoths existed in the world of Heart, that's kind of what Toby would be.
Well, the nice thing about heart is that anything can exist down here. So I'm glad that Toby sort of fills that gap and is the mall goth of heart. This sweet little emo boy. And finally, our good friend, my good friend, Derek. Derek, hello and welcome.
Why, hello. How
Cool
are you?
headset.
How? Thanks. Appreciate that. Thanks, bro. Welcome, guys. Teabag the noob. Operation Teabag. Hello, everybody. My name is Derek from Atop Derek Mountain, where I play games and do the geek stuff and stuff. I am a TTRPGer most of the time, but mostly playing Red Dead. But today, I get the wonderful pleasure of playing a man named Winds to the Wind, and he is a Romisian knight built like a half subway man, half
He's half
indigenous
Subway Man.
elf here. High elf.
I love it. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, with all that being said, I think it's time we dive in. Are you guys ready for me to read an overwritten and overwrought introduction?
Let's do it.
All right.
I
here we go.
invite you to.
Those are my favorite.
Thank you. There's a city called Spire that reaches miles into the sky, and it's huge. It's full of Aelfir, high elves drunk on their own power and other things that they're drunk on, and Drow, the dark elves that they oppress. And like any city, it's full of beauty and tragedy and corruption. But beneath the city, way far down, and how far beneath is unknowable, down below Spire, into the depths and the darkness, down into something ancient and other, is the heart. We don't know, and we won't say what the heart is, but what we do know is this: the heart knows what you want, and by the goddess, it'll give it to you or kill you trying. You're in a dream. Yes, you, the characters, maybe, but also maybe you, the players, and also maybe those watching at home. Maybe we're all in the same dream. It's a vibrant and intoxicating dream. In the vision, we're in some sort of room or chamber. It appears to be the engine car of a train. And the way you know it's the engine car is because the chaos and the sound and the soot and the unspeakable red mist in the air leads you to believe that you are in motion. Where you're going, you're not quite sure, and maybe you'd rather not think about it. But there are people here operating this engine car. And the hands of these people are pulling at levers and releasing valves and turning wheels. But others are clasped, praying or pleading, negotiating, sacrificing in an attempt to get this infernal machine to follow their commands. And even without a window to see out of, we know that this train is not one of our own material reality. It plunges through flesh and bone and cuts through infinity itself. It is a botched job of arcano engineering, an alarming fusion of untried techniques and incomprehensible sorcery, and a monstrous burrowing tick of blackened steel. Everywhere there is panic and shouting and crying, but one of the voices cries out, and we don't know who it is. Maybe it's one of the people you see on your screen. They yell, "Almost," and then something that sounds like just a bit farther, and they say, "Hold steady, steady," and then we fade to black. When we come back up, we are in a marketplace. But the sounds of this marketplace are mixed. They are paired with a sort of rushing wind and creaking rope, and maybe even some groaning metal. And as we look around, you realize that we are way up high. There are many strange places in the heart. So I will start our campaign by describing this one. It's deep underground, but impossibly, it is a metropolitan skyscraper skyline, massive buildings of steel and stone. And yes, this far under the ground, there is sky above. Don't ask too many questions. But up there, there's sky. But the skyscrapers that we find ourselves on, this city, seem to rise just a few stories above this swirling mist that obscures their lower levels. And the people who live here go between the rooftops, between these top few stories on rope bridges and zip lines and little, I don't know, maybe they swing like on a vine through the jungle or something like that. And they go into old apartments and burned out office spaces. Because if you go any deeper than that, that's where the ghosts are. We are in the settlement of Skyrise, and right now, as we come up, we are in Knockthrough Market. It's a marketplace that's set up on the top of one of these towers, and it's here that we find our party, having just arrived mid-delve from somewhere else within the heart. They have found a place to settle, and they've been here for just a few hours. So, who do we see first? And what are they doing? And what do they look like?
So essentially dressed in a more gaudier version of the Black Parade attire from the My Chemical Romance titular album, that whole like band getup. Um, Shubil walks out. He has a very long, like, trench overcoat that is trailing the ground behind him. In place of that wizardly hat that you would assume a junk mage has, it's like an iron jingasa, which is the like rounded hats from Eastern
Oh, sweet.
places. On his back, there is a case for a stringed instrument, and he's just currently walking through the crowd. I think he like slips a hand into a stall to grab like a loose fruit as he
Mhm.
passes by and just enjoys that as he walks past.
Yeah. You pull out some unnameable weird fruit that we've never seen before and bite into it, and it's disappointing, and really since you've been here in high rise for a few hours, you realize that things are rough here. They don't have a lot of food, but what they do have comes in through trade. Is Shubil alone? Is someone else walking through the market with him?
Oh, he would accept some company if he's with his current adventuring party.
All right. Any volunteers?
Yeah. Jessie's walking. She's muttering to Larry, as she normally is. It's kind of a constant narration, just to make sure that Larry knows what's going on.
What's she saying to Larry?
I don't know. It's about time. This is pretty good, though. Bill, you want some of this? She's just found a bowl of something. She's not particularly picky about what she eats, so.
Mhm.
No, but you can throw this in there with it, and he'll deposit the fruit in the bowl.
I don't know, Larry. Might be an interesting flavor. It's
Gonna
not
bite
bad.
of the fruit.
I don't know how they made bland a flavor, but bland is now a flavor.
It's got a little spice to it.
I don't know if we mentioned this. What does Jesse look like?
Jessie is a 6 foot tall hyena person. She is she is a complete amalgamation of every little bit of every little shiny thing, every little bit of color, every little bit of texture of clothing that she's found along her travels. So think like a big Technicolor dream coat situation over her furry shoulders and legs. One thing though, you all have been traveling with her for a while. She did several months ago wake up one morning with hooves. She doesn't know why, and neither do you, and she doesn't seem too concerned about it. So we've just moved on. But yeah, she has a little bandolier of supplies and a little spot reserved right here for Larry.
Larry, lovely. Let's cut away elsewhere. Is anyone else in the marketplace, either alone or with a group?
Yeah, I think Toby is in the marketplace on his own, perhaps.
Mhm.
Not that he would eschew the company, but this is all very new to him. This is all something that he doesn't see very often. And so he's kind of just walking the aisles and taking in as much of the culture as he
Mm.
can.
Yeah, and it's busy. Just because it is desolate here, and yes, that's the domain that we're in. We're in a desolate sort of area. Doesn't mean that there's not people. There's lots of people that pass through high rise, and some of them. It's funny. I think you can tell who's been down here longer, because the ones that have been down here longer are weirder and sort of not dissimilar to Jezzy's hooves. Some people have been changed by the heart. In particular, I think that as Toby's walking around, you see a group who they're all dressed similarly. Like they all have similar robes on, which in your experience tells you, okay, they're either like a music group or they're a cult. And it's probably the second one. But as they walk past, they sort of like turn and look at you, and you can see that like some of them have like a rot coming down the side of their face. Um, and one of them turns and sort of looks at Toby with an sort of appraising glance, just eyes you up and down before they keep moving along.
That looks like standard decomposition.
Who um who would be close enough to hear that? Anyone? Or is
Actually,
Toby
I believe
talking to
Anais.
himself?
I
Okay.
believe Anais would be close enough to hear that. Actually, like just journaling. They've got like this ink. Oh, sorry, wrong. Misgendered my own character. We love that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
she's
it's the
got
first episode. We're learning.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. She's got this like um, you know, fountain pen that's been passed down from hand to hand in the cult she's a part of, and she's probably just taking notes of, keeping a log, an entry of her journal, in her journal of the expedition that it's gone
Mm.
on through the heart with the party so far, and just hearing uh that quip about it's just hearing that quip about like, oh yeah,
Standard
entering
decomposition.
decomposition.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks up from its spot, like,
yeah.
not too far away from where you are, and just, "I'm sorry, what are you talking about? What standard decomposition for what?"
Their face. It's like they're dead, but they're not really dead. They look like they're dead.
You follow Toby's eyes, and you see a group. It could be people from a familiar organization. Although, I mean, that group is so big that it could be a different sect of it, or branch of it, or just could be some cult of weirdos, or again, a house band.
Are they playing music?
They are not. Good question. There's no. I mean, they don't even have instruments. Maybe there's some sort of weird barbershop quartet.
Uh,
Could it be a cappella?
It could be an a cappella group. That's true.
oh, yeah, we do enjoy, like, what, a 4 or 5-part harmony. I mean, who says that people of all walks of life, the current and also the after, enjoy a fine tune, right? We sing songs all the time in my cult.
At funerals, they
Sing.
call them dirges.
Fascinating. Tell me more.
Let's move away from there. Oh, real quick before we go, can we get a physical description of these two folks, of Benji and Anais?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Benji.
Yeah, so Toby is, like I said, if
Not
Molgoths
Benji,
exist.
Toby.
Either or, I might
Mhm.
change my name.
Right.
If Molgoths existed in this world, then that's kind of what Toby would look like. Imagine tall, lanky, drow, so dark features, but like shocking gray-white hair. And it's all like parted over to the side and hanging down on his face. It's he's kind of got like this like hooded jacket on with like thumb holes, and you see him, he's got this little pocket mouse. He's got a little mouse he keeps with him in his hand named
Oh.
Pig.
Love it.
And he just pets Pig, and Pig doesn't really do much besides sit around and be lazy. And it's sort of a nervous habit to just sit and pet Pig. And yeah, kind of unassuming, tall, but tries to make himself look smaller than he is.
Got it.
Anais is also a drow, possibly also why it hangs out so much around Toby because of familiarity. Her drow ears are long, pointed, and cast downward, almost, I mean, just permanently cast downward, almost as if they're trying to shrink themselves from appearing so prominent. Her hair is in like two small braids, like starting here, going back down, and kind of ending right at shoulder length. Um, just to keep out of the way. It's not practical to have a long, long flowy hair when you're in a cult. You're always cutting
Yeah.
it off for stuff. Raven colored hair, bright green eyes, small in stature, probably no taller than 5 foot even. Um, Usually wearing some kind of like cultist robes at this point. As red and bloody as the heart that we're descending towards, but free flowing, allows for ease of movement and also for just hiding things. And because you never know when you need to hide something in like the sleeves.
Mhm.
That's Anais.
True. Well, let's move away from our two drow companions. Um, what's Elric doing? And first of all, Ali, we had some mic issues on your intro. Can we check your mic first?
Yes, mic check. Any issues?
Is it working, people at home? Like, I can hear you just fine.
Wonderful.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could hear you at the intro too, but I'm sure chat will tell us if we can't. Yay, we can. Ali, first of all, say hi
Hello.
and tell us about your character and what's he doing? Where is he?
Yeah, so he is sort of surrounded by piles of dusty books.
Mhm.
He's a taller, lanky fellow, very light complexion, as though he doesn't see a lot of sunlight. Slick back, black hair, and a streak of gray running through it, wearing a very tattered green jacket. Something that looks like it might have been looted from one corpse, but not enough because of the damage done that it would have been worn by just one corpse, like something that might have been worn by many corpses. But he's collecting books one after the next, flipping through and then deciding he's not buying them, and just shuffling books around and constantly looking to check where his companions are, not seeing any of them nearby because he got very distracted.
You hear a voice coming from the stall that you are visiting at the edge of the marketplace here, and the voice goes, "It's not a library."
Right. I apologize.
It's not a library. I can help you. Do you need some help? And there is a Knoll who is running this bookshop, and he is missing one eye, but it is not covered at all. It's just a gap here, and he looks you up and down, and he says, "What kind of books you looking for?"
He looks down to the knoll for a moment, looks back to the book, blows some hair out of his face. Books related to to witches or both?
Or wishes her. He starts like digging through stuff and looking around. And he pulls out. He says, "You like this one's children's stories." And he hands it out to you, and he holds out this book, and it looks like a collection of fairy tales. It's called The Witch in the Night. Like that.
All right. And he kind of
You like
grabs
that
it
book?
from him. How much?
What?
How much?
What you got?
Kind of scrounges through his pockets and pulls out a whole bunch of lint.
So the way trade works, this book is probably worth a D6 resource.
Okay.
And what are you holding out here to him?
It's a handful of lint, but on that same hand, he would see various little rings and bracelets, just general jewelry, worth roughly D6.
Okay. And he says, what about that bracelet? If you want something else, I got to. You want something saucy?
Like forbidden knowledge?
Yes, forbidden knowledge. And he reaches back into his piles, and he pulls out a book called "I Married a Blood Witch" with an exclamation point at the end. It's like a trashy penny novel type of thing.
Looks to both sides. Done. Hands him the bracelet, takes it. Good day. And he starts marching off.
Oh, you better let Jesse read that. I swear to God.
Please add the book "I Married a Blood Witch!" exclamation point to your resources there. As you walk away, as he sort of runs off, I think, is it possible, Derek, that he would see wind somewhere around?
I would think that he wouldn't see wind; he would hear wind.
Okay.
Wind entered into the rest of the market, but followed some of the people who were switching off the shifts at the stop that we got off on to head to this market. So he's been walking with them this entire time, just listening to them talk about how terrible their days have been, their shifts have been. He's just eating it all up, and he's walking with them, getting into the market, and you would hear, I can imagine, the sound of, "Yeah, sounds like your day sucked. That is no way to spend your day."
It did suck. And you're speaking to another Aelfir. It's rare to see an Aelfir down here, but you found one. Now keep in mind, up in Spire, the Aelfir are the big shiny racists who are in charge of the city. And so if you, as an Aelfir, and they are down here, you two have messed up in some major way. So he's like, "Yes, I agreed to come here for a party, a fancy party, but I can't find it now, and it's quite disappointing. This doesn't seem like a very nice place to visit. Do you know, what was their name?" And he said, he thinks for a moment, and then he says, "Have you met anyone here in this place by the name of Celadon? Celadon, look upon with joy unendurable."
Shut upon the look upon joy and endurable. Oh yes, I
Not
do.
even close. You didn't get it at all.
No, he was a good man. I met him at the opera orgy I was here for about, they
Oh,
say 3 years ago.
yes. Well, can't imagine how bad the operas are here, but I suppose it is a reminder of how things used to be. And this man, he sort of has he was probably still wearing a mask, maybe with another group. We were arranged to have a dinner, but I honestly have not been able to find anyone decent anywhere.
Mm. Well, there's not too many decent folk around here. Did you see the populace on the train? There was so much excrement at the back of it.
In the
This place is
Vermisians, I
not
would never
clean.
go in there. Why would you? What?
Mm-mm.
Why would I ever?
No.
I mean, you have to. It's your job. But decent people don't go into the Vimisian tunnels.
No, they don't. They do not. They do not come in here. They are not decent. You're not decent.
Excuse me,
Not
sir.
decent enough to go to that man's party. You know how important that man is?
I have an invitation from Lord Eremos himself, and he holds up this little party invitation. And here's the thing: is like everything down here is crappy, and he holds up this invitation that's a very nice party invitation, and you start to like piece this together. He's not from here; he's from Spire. This guy,
Mm.
and he apparently is down here for some sort of a party.
So, Winds to the Wind would take the note. Winds to the Wind is a very old man. Very old,
Yes, he is.
very old Elfier who has done too many train rides. He has no time to try to look and peer into, so he snatches the invitation out of the man's hand and he gives it a great long observation. Does it say anywhere in particular that this party is held in? Is it a few stops forward? Is it in through this market and the
Yeah,
place we're in?
it says first of all, it says on behalf of Lord Aramis, brightness sears the eye. You are invited to a formal dinner party of great fancy merriment and blah 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 blah. Your host will be Celadon. I look upon thee with joy unendurable, and you are to meet in the city of High Rise in the former penthouse of building such and such. So it does say it right there. But then as you look back with this guy, you realize that something's off about him. It's probably he's on drugs. And that's
Oh,
probably why he hasn't figured out where to go yet.
I would Winds to the Wind would lean in and say, "Where'd you get those ones, huh? I've been to a party in my day. I know you're trying to have a good time. Tell me."
What do you mean?
What you got in there?
Just a little bit of ambrosia. Um, I've gotten it from the laboratories in Threadneedle. They make the best ambrosia there. But of course, it is not as good as it used to be before all of the other people started drinking it.
Tainted, dirty mouths.
Yes.
Brush teeth is the worst, and that's half of the population down here. You can smell it, like a thin
I have
miasma.
I have a bit of god smoke if you'd like some of that.
Why, yes, I would like some of this.
Let's do our first roll of the campaign for a drug deal. So,
Yes.
I want you to make me a roll here, and this is definitely going to be a compel roll. I know you don't have these skills at all, but you're trying to talk this guy into either giving you drugs or selling you drugs at a reasonable cost.
Mhm.
And what he holds up is this little bag of something called Godsmoke, and it's you'd know that it's a fungus that grows around churches and graveyards that is then harvested to be turned into dust and then smoked or put into a pipe and smoked that way or rolled up. So it's like weed made out of holy corpses
Oh,
that are mushrooms now. Yeah, and so this is Godsmoke. So if you'll open up your character sheet,
Mhm.
and the way this works in Heart, for those of you watching along at home, is that we're going to make a roll. You always start with 1d10. That'll automatically come in on our roll 20. Then you're going to add your skill that you'll use. I want a compel, unless you can give me a reason that one of your other skills would be a better way to talk this guy into drugs.
No, it would be that. I have no.
Okay.
Everything else I have does not apply to a drug deal.
Okay, so
Which is
we
cool.
don't get one for that, but we'll say that here in High Rise, it's either a haven, desolate, or technology because it is a city. So I know you have technology.
I do have technology, yes.
Okay.
The D6 and 10.
So on that, make me a compel technology roll. It's a standard difficulty for this drug deal. And what you want is a high roll. Oh, not quite. Not quite.
Apologies.
So go up to the top right of your sheet. And in the drop-down menus there, do compel technology,
Compel technology.
and then click the roll next to that.
My apologies. Skill.
If you want, I can roll it for you.
Yes, go ahead and do that.
All right. So I'm changing to compel technology for you and doing a roll. And you get a 9, which means it's a success and you don't take any stress. So you don't get partial stress or anything like that. It's a pure success. And he says, yeah, I want you to have this. Obviously, if you're down here in that contraption, you have it much worse than I do. Don't worry. I'm sure that someday they'll let you back into the city. Now, I'm off to find this potty. Maybe this way. And he just wanders off.
He would watch him wander off and just be like, "No, the elder doesn't get any drugs, passable drugs."
You got some drugs. You got them. He handed you a little bag of Godsmoke.
But not a lot of bag. I was looking for at least a 20 bag.
No, it's like a dime bag of Godsmoke.
See this?
And
they're greedy.
It is. It's worth a D6. So in your resources, you can add bag of Godsmoke. It's worth D6.
Sick.
It also will heal D6 worth of mind stress should you need it and you want to consume it that way. But I would say that Elric sees this conversation as he approaches, and anyone else who wants to arrive can do that too.
You see Elric approach, and there's this rectangular bulge underneath his coat that he's holding very tightly to his chest. Oh, how are you? How was your conversation?
He would look to see the bulge and be like, "Are they all shaped like this?" And just start swatting at the book that you're having the bulge.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he just sort of like leans away.
Okay.
When's the one that got drugs? Why are you hiding that?
All right, there's drugs. Who has the drugs?
I would like to try some drugs.
None for you.
He not only has the one baggie in his hand, but he also takes out another bag of pills. He's like, "That and my happy pills."
The happy pills don't have any mechanical use. They're just as antidepressants.
Anais just kind of pops up, like just out of nowhere behind you, and you're like, excuse me, can you explain like all of the effects of your happy pills and like what actually goes into them that helps create happiness?
His face, because he's wearing a mask, you can't see anything on his face other than like this weird warped like face of like what, and all you hear is just a breath. No.
Okay, denial. Great. All right. Denial does lead to happiness. You're so right. You're so right for that.
I don't know the exact effects, but I know when he doesn't take him, he doesn't wake up too good in the morning.
Everything sucks more. Things shouldn't have to suck. This helps.
You hold up this little bag of antidepressants. The funny part is that there are drugs that the Elfir take called blues. And blues are pills, but they make the user feel impossibly sad because most Elfir are incapable of feeling sad. So they take them just out of curiosity of what it's like to be sad.
What a problem to have.
That's the Elfir for you. But as you hold these up, you get knocked into by a very large gentleman who is with a group of others. And he says, "Watch where you're going." It's this big human. I mean, this dude is just a brick shithouse. He is like large, and he's accompanied by maybe 6 or 7 other looks like mercenaries almost. But in the center of them is a knoll, and this knoll is bigger than the rest. Jezzy, as somebody who knows knoll biology or anatomy or whatever. This is an impressive specimen of Knoll. And she has an eye patch over one eye. She has this hood up and these ears. Like she has the hole for her ears in the hood, right? And like over her shoulder, she has the most impressive blunderbuss shotgun you've ever seen in your life. And she doesn't even look in your direction, but it's clear that she is the center of this group. And some of the others are carrying like crates or pieces of equipment as they pass you by.
Excuse me. Where'd you get your cloak? To the Knoll.
What?
Where'd you get your cloak?
Got it from a friend. It was a present for a holiday. I don't see a lot of Knolls down here. Who are you?
Me either. So I was just wondering how you got your accoutrement.
Yeah. It was a gift from an old friend of mine. What's your name, kid?
Oh, they call me Jesse. And this is Larry. What's your name?
Jesse and Larry. I'm a baker. Thunder Chaser. Sorry, I can't stay and talk. Nice to meet you. Come on. And she like keeps on walking. And you watch that. You see that a lot of the people here, the people who run the stalls, the locals, the people who live here, sort of are watching them as they go. Curious.
Shubil turns to the closest person, this wicked grin on his face. Should I do it to him? It'd be real funny.
No, somebody's got to do it to him.
With the gentleman's back turned to the party, Shubil points at the person who bumped into Wind, and I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. Describe what this is for us.
It is a compulsion spell.
Okay.
And the closest person to Shubil hears him whisper, "Shit yourself."
I love this. Okay. Okay. And so, what kind of roll are you making here? Because I need a roll from you.
I would like to make a compel occult roll.
Perfect. All right. You can make a compel occult roll now. Amber, as Anais told him somebody's got to do it. If you want, you can help and add another die, but if he fails, you share in the stress.
That's fine. It's worth it for the meme.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Which is why we do things.
Do it for the lols.
All right. So go ahead and make me that roll. This is I'm gonna say this is gonna be risky.
Okay.
Because these are big, tough people that you don't want to mess with, probably. And so what that means is whenever it's a risky roll, you mark it as risky. And after the roll, we take away the highest one.
Ooh, okay. And dangerous.
I'll lay that out there ahead of time.
Okay, here we go. Rolling compel occult with a +1 assist from Anais. At risky.
Those are some low rolls. Your highest was a 6, which got taken away, and now it's a 4. And the failure is that you take stress. I'm going to have you. I'm going to roll a d6 here, and you're going to take that much. We're going to say fortune. And fortune, again, isn't like money or possessions. It's luck. And both of you and Anais both take 3 points of fortune stress. So you add that to your fortune for your stress tracker. And then I'm going to have each of you make me a fallout check against your total to see if you take any minor fallout from this. Anais is fine. She's on the periphery. She's barely involved.
I'm not.
Shubil, not so fine, because he takes minor fallout. I'm going to let you look at that again, page 80 in the core rulebook. If you want to pick out a minor fortune fallout.
Sorry,
as the spell goes wrong, basically.
84.
Come
And you can tell
on,
me
make
what
you shit
happens.
yourself. Come on.
Fortune. The next time makes.
There's a lot of options there, and it's a minor fortune fallout. Again, usually with a fort, for those of you watching at home, when you get a minor fallout, it does have some sort of mechanical difference, but it's not a huge deal, and you can usually solve it pretty quickly, or it happens once and it's done. So
I could be
while
such a
you look at
shitter.
that, you keep looking, and
I could be such
May I
a
just say
shitter.
that RJ being the first person to get Fallout in this game is
it
perfection.
was unlikely. He had to roll under a 3, and he did.
Mhm.
Sometimes the dice tell a story.
Sometimes they do. The rest of you, as this is resolving, watch and wait for this spell to happen as this group, along with Abegar, the knoll, go through like a gate that has it looks like they built like a junk fence like in Fallout, you know what I mean? Like it's like old tires or the equivalent of it, and like wood, and at the top is like broken glass to simulate like, you know, barbed wire. And they go into what appears to be a recently built building that almost has a factory vibe to it on the roof of this other building. And there's a sign on there. It says Ptolemy Bay Company. Ptolemy Bay. I'll write it into the Roll20 check because that's what I've got open.
I have selected, and I'm doing this to help out a fellow.
Okay. So what happens, RJ? Tell me what happens.
He whispers, "Shit yourself," to the wind, and there is a localized force explosion in front of his face that knocks him into a stall.
Fantastic. You go flying backward into this stall of like knickknacks and stuff, like just like tourist junk. Um, uh, like there's some delving gear for sale and just odds and ends. And the person, the drow woman who's running the stall, is like, "What are you doing? What? Get, you're gonna
Sorry.
break my stuff."
He's
sorry.
real
Sorry.
clumsy. Here, let me help. And starts helping to pick up. Say, do you know anything about that new building over there? That Ptolemy company?
The Bay Company. I think that a lot of you, when you see the name Ptolemy Bay, you recognize it as a name. Especially any of you who have lived in Spire know that Ptolemy Bay is the foremost proprietor and manufacturer of firearms, of guns in the city of Spire. And when I say like foremost, like this dude is a giant of the court. He's like the Elon Musk of Spire if Elon Musk made guns. Okay? He sells a huge amount of guns. He usually doesn't do it in person. He usually has other people do it. And if he takes over your neighborhood, he does it violently and brutally. And so when you ask this woman, and she's like, "Yeah, Ptolemy Bay Company, they moved in a few, I don't know, a few pulses ago, and they started up a factory. My friend used to run a kebab stand over there, and they pushed him out. They needed the territory, I guess."
Doc, I
Yes,
think this is a good lead in.
please.
The minor fallout that I chose is foreboding. Something bad is about to happen. GM, hint at an ominous future event. Smoke in the distance, the tremors before a pulse, the frantic music of the carnival. This fallout can be upgraded to crisis.
Excellent. So that fits perfectly. As you look over this manufactory, which has been built on the top of a roof and high rise, you do get that feeling of like, this is a bad portent. This is a bad sign of things to come if the industry of Spire is reaching its fingers into the heart. Why would someone want to make guns in high rise? Why come down here at all? And that sticks in your mind. It is ominous.
I'm sorry about your friend's kebab stand. Did he set up another one? I'm still kind of hungry.
No, no. He was gonna, I think, but then when they took over his block, they killed him, so he can't now.
Oh, yeah. It's hard for most
He had
people to
real
make
good
kebabs if they're
kebabs.
dead.
Yeah.
I know some people that can still make stuff when they're dead because they're not all dead. Is he all dead?
I don't. She seems upset by this. I don't know what you mean.
Here's
Sorry.
some coin for your stall. We're gonna go now. Thank you. Sorry again. Sorry.
Thank you. She
Okay,
takes.
say bye, Larry.
Which one of you is lit? Oh, she goes back to cleaning up her stuff. The stuff that Jezzy didn't get around to tidying. What else? So here's the thing: is when your group comes to a new place, I would imagine that you rest, you get food, maybe you look for more work, maybe you go on. Where do you go from here, and how do you decide that as a group?
Elric is flipping through his book, and he looks up from a Did someone say kebabs? I swear I heard kebabs.
No, kebab guy's dead.
Oh,
How did he
How dead?
die?
Shot, probably.
Shot a lot.
All right.
Should have moved. Should
Well,
have
he did, but he was dead at the time.
Should have moved faster.
zigged and then zagged.
Not everyone
moved.
is geared up in armor, my dear friend.
He like slaps his plate armor. Shame to suck.
This may sound macabre or kind of, but has anyone started a kebab stand since? Maybe we could go there and patronize the new kebab stand.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm really
Unless
feeling
that's
kebabs.
gauche.
Yeah.
Wine
Because
to the wind.
dead or because of kebabs?
Well, it'd only be a faux pas if you mention that you're there because of the dead guy. So
Right.
We took out your competition. Now your kebabs suck less. We tell him this. He pays us money. We
no.
don't have to do much here, and you can buy more books.
Wait. Are we offering to set up social media for another kebab stand?
Yes. Your kebab is top kebab. Hashtag meat on a stick.
Or we can go and find some exotic spices and call it kabam.
Oh.
That wounds me. Yeah.
Wounds you. That was art. What he said was art.
So, but is the plan that we're gonna move here and set up a kebab stand, or are we gonna get more work?
I mean, in theory, the kebab stand would be work, right?
Sure. But since they kind of killed the last kebab guy, I don't know if this is the best place to set up a kebab stand.
All right. How about a mobile kebab stand? We go from town to town selling kebabs.
Yes.
We're gonna need product first. You know that, right?
Doc, I'm sorry for what we're doing to your plot.
What?
Small
First-
business sim.
First of all,
Small
first of
business
all,
sim.
what plot? Second of all, don't apologize. I love this. This is what I made this game for. I just want to know where you're going from here, and when I want to fuck it up, I will fuck it up.
Well,
Fuck us up, fam.
I can imagine getting bumped into. We got bumped into by the big guy. Did one of us get hit in the back? Did all of us get kind of pushed aside, like in this
You
crowd?
got hit.
I did.
And
I dropped my
specifically,
drugs
like
on
you
the
dropped
ground.
them. You had to pick them all up. Yeah.
I did, but I don't know which one I pocketed them in. So now I have a random bit of drugs in one of my pockets, but I don't know which one's which.
Yep.
Just so
I mean, that's
overall,
party, man.
putting that mind out there. I think what Wines to the Wind was, he would say, in security walking in a U instead of a V. Security sucks and it's bothering me. And he just starts walking towards the gate, towards the gun company.
Okay. All right. So all of you watch as Wines to the Wind starts marching, in a sense, toward the gates of the Ptolemy Bay Company headquarters, like the local presence here.
Should someone stop him?
Come on, Larry. He's gonna need
All
backup.
right. I just start marching along as well.
Okay. You just trail behind. What's Toby doing? What's the emo doing?
Toby is taking it all in. Toby was too embarrassed to admit that he's never had a kebab, and he really, really wants to try a kebab.
I mean, if you want to go looking for a kebab, that's an option too. You don't have to follow this Vermissian night toward chaos.
I mean, I was gonna say that Anaisa's new obsession is kebab. So if we want to go on a kebab journey together,
Yeah.
I think Toby leans in and goes, Anais, what's a kebab?
It's like a meat dish, usually served with some kind of like flatbread and cooked on a spit, roasted for hours to get all nice and juicy,
Say it slower,
succulent.
Amber.
Fuck you.
No,
No, it just sounds
Slow down, we're
really good.
feeling it.
I just ate and I'm hungry again.
Yes. Read the menu.
my fan go? Sure. Oh.
Are you gonna fan yourself while doing kebab?
So-
Nice, Thor.
Well,
Good, Thor.
now that was prop work. Well played.
I'm a LARPer.
Respect. Hence the prop work. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the two of you go off on a kebab hunt. The rest sort of follow. Let's stick with wines for a moment. As you do you go by? So usually with an Aelfir name, there's a way to shorten it. People will either call you probably Wind or something like that for short, but it's up to you. And so Wind is sort of like marching toward these gates, and as you approach, you see that there's basically there's a little bit of like almost the equivalent of chicken wire where you can see in a little bit, and there's one of the guys, not the big guy who bumped into you, but a different guy, a drow, who is lithe, you know what I mean? He's not as beefy as the other guys were, but he's tall and lanky, and he's sort of standing there, and you can see his face through the hole.
When?
Yeah,
When?
I see one. He's looking right at me.
I'm pretty sure he can hear you. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is not a glass. He's so old and
Oh,
blind. He's looking.
it's wire fencing.
What is this place?
What do you want?
Wines to Winds can barely. He has seeing problems, so he's overall
he
looking
does.
at that. He's looking. He's like he doesn't even see the building of like where it is. He sees a scrapyard walking through, so that's all he sees as he walks up to he looks at the guy and says, "I'm not understanding why build such a big facility here. Bad real estate."
I didn't build it. I'm just I'm here. I'm guarding the gate. I mean, I don't make those big decisions. Those are made higher up. I imagine they just want to build guns.
Does Abigar make the big decisions?
A baker?
A bagger.
Abigar.
Is that how you pronounce? I don't know. I'm not Noel, so I don't know how y'all say it in the job. But she makes a lot of them.
She makes
She
them?
ain't at the top, but she's more important than me. I mean, she's kind of in charge of setting this place up.
What's this guy's ancestry?
He's a drow.
He's a drow.
Yeah.
He would say, "You know, trash elf. Somebody else can do your job better than you could. And to be honest with you, talking to you makes me sick. I hear and see your people walk through like they have something to do. You don't look like you have anything to do. Now let me in, so I'll give you something to do."
To be perfectly honest with you, that means he kind of likes you.
That's weird. What you were gonna give me something? I'm supposed to watch the gate.
Oh, friend, he's going to gift you with glorious purpose.
I'm listening.
Elric tucks away his book. He knows that things are going to get interesting.
Listen, You are who you are. No one can take that away from you, okay? But you know that the man over there, he just became kebabless. There is a wonderful reason for you to be where you are on the other side, and that is talking to me. That place, better real estate than you here. Open up a kebab stand. Your job will no longer suck.
I'm sorry.
You like
I'm
food?
just trying to be clear. Are you telling me to quit working for the Ptolemy Bay Company and to
Stop it.
open up a kebab stand?
Follow your passions. It is meat, not bullets. You know this. I know this. I was put on here many moons ago, and you were definitely put here.
I mean, I guess I'll consider it. Why would I? I'm very confused. He looks around to everybody else.
We're just so used to this that I
Mhm,
don't
yeah,
know
for
if it's
sure.
weird anymore.
Mhm. He's like, listen. I mean, just between the two of us, I grew up here, and most of the people around High Rise, they, I mean, they can't even, put two coins together. But I'm getting paid pretty good for this job. I don't know if I could give it up for. I don't even know how to make kebabs. I mean, I know there's a stick.
And
That's
me?
enough.
That's enough.
Sometimes a
Just a
kebab is just a stick.
Did Elric want to do something here, Ali?
Nope. This is great. Nope.
Thinking
think-
twice.
I think Ali is
Yep.
the smartest person here.
Yep.
I can't wait for
so
the
I'm gonna
gifts
ask-
Blair makes of this.
I'm going to ask Derek above the table here. Are you hoping to accomplish something with this conversation?
Yes, I am trying
Okay.
to get inside because I'm very curious on who else
Okay.
is there who might be from Messiah Knights as well. That's the goal.
Okay.
Is to
All right,
get
yeah.
past this
Hey,
man to figure out
When
that overall.
are you trying to get a tour?
Is that too much to ask?
I don't know. I'm sorry. We're so rude. What's your name?
I'm Pashan.
Hi, Pashan.
Hi.
I'm Jesse, and this is
Hello.
Larry. And is it possible that we could get a tour of your facility?
I mean, I'd have to ask a beggar. She's the one who makes the decisions while she's here.
Tell her the knoll with the beetle was asking.
I would like a compel roll here,
Okay.
just to see. And I don't know, how it's going to shake out, but obviously, it seems like a help thing if you want to share the stress. But this is definitely a compel, and then
Okay.
you can tell me what else is at work.
I feel like, given that we want to tour a blunderbuss facility, maybe I could throw technology on this too.
Yes, absolutely. I think compel technology works. If you want a fourth die, I would say that you could get one from Wines into the Wind, but then he would also get the stress if you fail. It's up to him.
I
Up
love
to you.
stress. Oh, please lay it on me. Stress
Okay.
the old man out.
Roll
Take an
40-10 for
extra.
me.
Okay. And is this a standard roll?
It's a standard, yes.
Cool.
You're basically asking this lackey to, see if
Talk
you
to
can
his
have
boss.
Turo go talk to his boss.
Can we speak to your manager?
It's only a risky thing when I need to talk to somebody in a position of authority, not this guy.
9.
Hey, a 9,
Hey.
which is no stress in for either of you. He says, it does. I mean, the biker said that I'm supposed to take more initiative. I guess don't hurt to ask. All right. Yeah.
If she
Yeah,
gets
I can
mad,
do
she
that.
can get mad at me. That's fine.
I don't know. You seem nice. All right, hold on. And he goes and he wanders back off. And
Hey,
so
hey,
the couple
Lan.
things happen here. He goes into the building. And you are all left out there. And there's nobody else at the gate. So I'm not saying break the gate down unless you want to. I'm just saying that it's unattended at the moment. and he leaves you there for what you would imagine would be at least a couple minutes.
In those couple minutes, hey, Wind,
Mm. Yes.
you know, sometimes I'm told it does help to like talk things out. Cause like if you told us that you wanted to like get in and like maybe get a tour, like we could help with that. And I don't know, like I have like 1,000 beings inside my chest, so maybe I'm just like used to, like talking it out with multiple people. But that might help in future, you know.
Having that many things inside you must suck.
It's actually probably the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Oh, okay. Well, the best thing to happen to me in my life was losing all responsibility. But I can't remember the damn night. I need to find somebody who remembers that drunk, stumbling night. The day the hole tore a bigger hole in my life.
Well, we can help with that. You trying to remember a night?
You weren't there.
No, but you were and you don't remember. So, maybe we could find somebody who does.
There was so much gambling and alcohol. They grabs her by the veil of her shirt.
Hands in pocket to Ulrich. Gonna be real funny. If we just left, comes back with his boss and no one's here.
We could go get those kebabs or start that stand. I mean, it's just an
Speaking
option.
of kebabs,
You leave us with Wind grabbing my collar and shaking.
Well, there's important stuff going on. How does the kebab crew go about their mission of finding any other kebab stands here?
Well, given that Anais' new obsession is kebabs and kebab accessories,
so. Mm-hmm.
It's probably like a rote thing to like be able to like sniff out the smell, the fine aroma of kebab wafting through the market.
Definitely that smell on the wind. Did you want to make a discern roll, or I mean, you could also just ask someone, but then you'd have to have a conversation. So it's up to you.
I think Toby is trying new things. Toby is trying to have new experiences. So Toby would be like, I got this. And just walks up to the first random person. And goes, we would like to find kebabs, please.
So you walk up you walk up to the first random person you can find, which is a drow like preteen, basically. And when you say that, they go ah like that. And as you look at them, they're covered in albino crow feathers. They have like feathers up and down their arms, and they're like, "What? I'm sorry. What did you want? What?"
Crows are messengers of the dead.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you're talking about this is for my cult. This is for the Swanfall cult.
Most people who are in cults don't outright admit that they're in cults.
I don't know. It's pretty common around here. There's a lot of us. Because my mom and dad, they took me to cult youth group and taught me how to be in a cult, and how death is coming for us all. And the best thing we can do is choose to sacrifice ourselves to the ghosts. And so that's why I'm in it. It's pretty rad.
Your mom and dad were right that death comes for us all.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to be in the Swanfall cult?
First, I'd like to try a kebab.
I don't have any kebabs.
Where are kebabs?
There was a place over there. He points at the direction you came from. It's not there anymore. There's a place that's kind of like that, but the meat's on a skewer and they roast it and then they put it like in a flatbread. That's kind of like a kebab.
It's similar, yeah. It's
Hi,
another form of kebab. Hi, what's your
I,
name, friend?
I'm Wilton.
Hi, Wilton.
Hi.
I'm
Did you want
Anais.
to be in my cult?
I'm also in a cult.
Oh, it's
It's
not the
okay.
Ascendant cult, is it?
No, although now I'm considering a kebab cult. Do you think you would join that one?
I don't know. Maybe. I do like kebabs. And I mean, I might. It's either that or throw myself off the building. So maybe.
Oh,
What do you have to throw yourself off a building for?
For the cult, for the Swanfall cult, the next at the next high holiday, I'm the one who's chosen to give myself as a sacrifice to the ghosts beneath us, and to fight against the encroaching power of the Ascendant cult, who think that we're adding to the ghosts, but we're not. We're appeasing the ghosts.
well,
Anais, I suddenly am not hungry for kebabs any longer.
I'm hungry. Come on. And he like runs off down the street. He's like, I'll show you where the other place is.
I think we should follow him.
yeah, I think we should follow him too. And make sure I from one sacrifice to another. I don't think that kid is old enough to be a sacrifice yet. He's got so much life ahead of him.
How old does someone need to be a sacrifice?
Yes.
It's a good question. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
Adult, like able to
At
consent
least.
to
Consenting
being a
adult, yeah.
sacrifice?
Yeah, it does involve some consent. You're right. Maybe prefrontal cortex,
Right.
full
Around 25.
maturity. Yeah. Do you guys go off running after Wilton?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially since he knows where the kebabs are.
Yeah.
On the way, he's like speed walking, and on the way between there, he tells you about the Swanfall cult, which is it's a sect that is located specifically in High Rise. It's native to here, where they believe that they espouse performing great acts in life, doing good things, like giving to the cult, putting ghosts to rest, and then eventually someone will dive headfirst into the deep and never return. And they are rivals of the Ascendant, who believe that the generations of sacrifices are the reason for the ghosts. And that's why the ghosts plague the area. And instead, they have he says, they have secret ovens somewhere where they burn bodies.
Cremation.
I don't know what it's called, but it's heresy.
That all sounds horrifying.
Here's the place.
Okay.
Wilton. Go ahead.
No, please.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be willing to talk to us over a kebab? And I can tell
Yes.
you about my cult. I can tell you about my cult, the Church of Absolution, where we're not really concerned about swan diving into the depths. We're really just concerned about purity. And we're concerned about decay and paying respects to the multiverse, and also enjoying a good ass kebab when you have the opportunity.
He
And if you're
looks
dead, you
around.
can't have kebab.
You can watch his expression like a roller coaster as this conversation proceeds, where it's like, first of all, like when you're like, he's first nervous because he's looking around to see if like his parents or somebody else from the Swanfall cult is listening, or if this is some sort of test or something like that, right? And then you mention like purity, and he's like, okay, that's real good. You know, he likes that. And then you talk about decay and death. And then he's like, I'm not sure about that. And then you mention kebabs, and he's back in. So he's kind of like, you know, he's like, I guess this is the place, and it's called Macabre Kebabs. And apparently they have one kind of kebab, which is albino crows, which are native to this place, this area, and it's a D4 resource if you want to buy some kebabs. But he says, yeah, it doesn't taste real good, but they put a lot of spices in it.
I offer kebab to. I
Okay.
offer kebab to.
To Toby or
God.
to Wilton?
Toby. I'm sorry, I forgot your character's
It's
name.
all
for a
right.
second.
Names. We're learning names.
Just to be like, it's your first time, bud.
Oh, okay. Wilton, do you want some of my kebab?
Yeah, is that all right? You don't want it?
I'll break it in half.
And he gladly takes it.
And then
And-
before
Yeah.
I take my first bite, I go, you know, Wilton, I had to learn the hard way that parents aren't always right.
You should. We shouldn't say that about our parents. We have to honor our forefathers and foremothers.
No, you should say that about your parents, because sometimes parents do really fucked up things for reasons that you have no way to understand, and it's not your fault.
I don't know. I don't know. Can I ask the lady a question? What's your name?
Anais.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Your cult. How do you deal with ghosts? How do you handle the ghost problem?
Hold on, I am reading
She's thinking
through
about
the
this.
document. I'm
Yeah.
reading what you
Their
sent me.
conversation continues. So go ahead and think that through.
asked
And-
a person to explain economic issues.
He-
That's basically
yeah,
what he said.
like you're into theology talk here. So think about that for a little bit, and really, no answer is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, there's no canon in heart, so whatever you say is how your cult would think about ghosts. But while this conversation proceeds, let's jump back to the others. Find out what they're doing at the gates of this gun factory. You stand there, look around.
No, Win still
Look-
has me by my
waiting.
shirt.
It's all right. He does this every now and then. He's just processing. Give him a second, Jez. Just please.
I'm waiting.
It's just all you feel is nothing but like hot air like coming from the mask, because you can't see his facial expression. It's just a lot of shaking and just a lot of
Okay.
grunting and whatnot as he's
Okay.
trying to process everything. There's steam that is coming out of the armor and whatnot too, but like it's like old like pistony steam. So you're just like you're just waiting, and he says eventually he goes, "I partied too hard."
On that night, when you forgot the night,
I did. And when I left the party because it began to just turn sour, a train came ripping through town. Everybody died.
I'm
For
sorry,
me.
Wind.
Don't be sorry, the party sucked. I was fine. I was better off because of it. But it is more or less the reason is that I have to find if there's anybody else who remembers when that happened. So many train accidents happen every day. It's a Vermissian night struggle not to die either that way or die of choking on some bad plant. Or stew.
Now,
Oh.
you do know that the Vermissian trains never worked. There weren't any trains ever. So it might be that he's losing his mind here
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
Or that he had a vision of some train of some kind. But those tunnels are abandoned, and so you're not sure what's going on here.
Shubel's just gonna slip a stress ball between Win's fingers and just let them work that out.
He does, as he explains that, he does let go of her lapels, drops to the ground a little bit. I just need to speak to someone.
As he says that, you hear a voice, and it's a somewhat semi-familiar voice to a few of you, as that Elfir that you were speaking with earlier, accompanied by a few others, is saying, "Oh, there he is. You there, Sir Knight? Hello, over here." And he's like waving, and they're all like walking towards you. Well, they're swaying towards you a little bit because they're all on something, and they come in your direction. They're all wearing their masks. These are that you as an Elfir would know. These are their party masks. They have different masks for different occasions. And these are their dinner masks that they're wearing now. And they're approaching it, and they say, "See, I told you there was a Messian knight here. And look, he's an Elfir. Isn't that funny? It's so funny. Um, Pardon me, sir. Allow me to introduce Celadon. I look upon thee with joy unendurable." And he gestures to a man next to him who's also wearing a mask, but it covers the top half of his face. It's kind of like this iron gray mask with like sun spikes coming out of it. And the strange part is that you can see from his mouth he's a drow. He's not an Aelfir. And he says, "Yes, hello. I was led to believe that you are a member of the Vermissian Knight Brotherhood. Yes,
Yes, I am.
I'm in a bit of a bind, and I was wondering if you could help us. You see, we're hosting a party nearby, and where we don't have any security detail, and he looks kind of around at the marketplace, and he says, "You know,
Yeah,
it is
I do.
some rabble in the area, and we're hoping that maybe you would be willing to work in exchange for, I don't know what you want, drugs, or I don't know, scraps of iron, something like that, and food maybe, and in exchange you could maybe watch the entrance to the penthouse."
But judging from how I see the security acts around here, it looks like you can use an upgrade. Like
For
Steve
the
blows.
Bay Company? Oh, we have nothing to do with them.
Oh,
No,
no, right. Bad security. Good security turns around and looks at the rest of them and goes,
Are these your co-workers?
Hi, I'm Jazzy. And this is Larry.
yes,
You look
she's
at you.
security. 200 people in one. That's where you
1,000.
know we're
but
good.
Yeah.
100 people.
She just
What about the
smiles,
humans?
opens her mouth, and lets a couple of the bees flutter out,
Oh, God. Oh.
and then they flutter back in.
Celadon turns around. He says, "Don't worry, everyone. Just part of the adventure of a scenic dinner party in the heart. Just people with bees. It's all expected."
They're very well behaved, I promise.
I see. What about the humans? Are they with you?
They're
He gestures
talented
towards
too.
Shubil and Elric.
I turn to Bill. Is this where we show off and do something that with pizzazz?
You know what, Ulrich? I think this is where we show off and do something phantasmical in front of everyone.
All right. And without any sort of precursor or notification, he starts going into the true form, the creepy witch true form.
What does your true form look like?
6 obsidian arms burst out of his back. His eyes glow gold, and there is this peculiar halo behind him, and there's just this low whispered voice, multiple low whispered voices actually, that are sort of like this descent into madness, and then he just drops back into who he is.
All right. What are you hoping to accomplish here? Are you looking to impress them or terrify them? And then we'll have a roll.
Yes.
Impress and terrify them. I love that. Okay, great. Make me a roll of some kind. I'm guessing compel, but if you
Compel
can
and spooky occult things.
compel an occult seems the jam.
I'd like to throw in an assist there.
Please do. What do you do to assist?
It is just from behind this eldritch abomination of arms, halos, and whispered voices. Shubil is rustling around in his jacket, pulls out like a flashbang bomb,
Hmm?
like flash paper, basically.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
as the transformation completes, he's just gonna throw it
Close
on the
up
ground.
magic. Yeah. like a fireworks popper thing that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
little
yeah,
tissue
yeah.
paper with gunpowder in it. It's like
A little bit more intense than that, though.
okay,
Yeah.
great. All right. Then you can roll. Ooh, and there's a 9. Excellent. That's a jacked up roll. All of the people behind Celadon all leap about a foot in the air. But then when they come down, Celadon's like, yes, yes, very suitable. Yes, wonderful. Are you all interested in this kind of security work? If so, please, you can accompany us, and
We actually have 2 more co-workers. They went off for kebabs, I think.
are
Oh,
they
sweet.
also bees?
No, all the bees are here, as far as I know. No. We have two other friends that are very, very capable.
All right. Well, fetch them, and then he points like over to a rope bridge that leads. It looks like it goes down, like it goes down a few levels to an adjacent building. And he says, "Just down that way, and watch your step. But we will wait for you there shortly. Please don't dawdle."
When's the party start?
Any moment. In fact, it should have started already. But just some of my guests are feeling a bit insecure about the local populace.
Gotcha. Do we have time for a quick tour of a facility, or should we maybe wait for that?
Tour of the facility? No, not at all. No.
Got
And
it.
just then, Wilton, or not Wilton, what was the name of the guy? Pashan comes back out, and he comes back out, and he's like, oh, there's more of you now.
Oh, they're not all coming. No.
Oh.
What did Abisher say?
So I talked to Abigail,
Abigail, I'm
and she
sorry.
said no.
Oh,
That sucks.
That's fair. Can you give her a little message for me?
I guess.
Thank you.
What is it?
She's gonna pull out one of her little trinkets.
Mhm.
It is a sketch of an elf-ear man with massive insectoid wings
Yes.
and multifaceted eyes, and a mysterious look on his face.
Sean looks at it with terror and awe.
Can you give this to her and just say the knoll with the beetle? Was just wondering if she seen him around somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Did you want it back?
No, I got 19 more of them.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I'll pass it along.
Okay. Thank you. It is nice to meet you. And good job on initiative.
Thanks. Folds it up, puts it in his pocket, and heads back inside. How do you go about finding the others who are currently talking cult talk, trying to talk this teenager into ritual suicide and eating flatbread and kebab meat?
man, I
Talk
want to cast a
kebabs.
spell. Man, all I want to do is cast spells.
Hey, you're a junk mage, baby.
Yeah. How about a tracking spell using Discern Occult?
Oh yeah, fantastic. Discern occult. I love that. So yeah, you can send up some sort of a homing beacon.
Uh,
In a magic way. This would be a standard. There's no real risk here. It's a weird enough place that people are probably used to stuff like that. It's a
Since
standard
this is
roll.
magic related. Oh,
9.
okay, there we
9.
go.
You guys are rolling great tonight. 9,
Uh,
9, 9.
Shubil pulls out what looks like a mage's spell book. It
Yeah.
flips to the middle, and there is a map that is etched into it of the city, and a line draws out from where they are standing, loops a couple of corners to the kebab spot where Toby and Anais are.
Okay, great. And so you start following the path there, like you all head off in that direction.
Traffic. Damn it.
Uh, Before you get there, let's jump over. How's the conversation going with Wilton?
I feel like Anais, uh, to answer the question about ghosts, I feel like they've gotten the kebab, they've got like the soggy fry, and they're dipping it in like a nice, aioli kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fuck, now I just really want fries
I
anymore.
know. This is my curse.
I'm playing myself. And they're like, in between bites of fry, they're just like, so the thing about this cult, right, is that it's less of you know, we the ultimate form of purity is decay, because
Okay.
you're rotting away everything that ails you and everything that is sick and
Okay.
nasty.
But
And
ghosts. Okay.
you don't have to worry about ghosts.
I always have to worry about the ghosts.
But in this cult, you don't have to worry about ghosts because what ails you, what keeps you tethered to this planet, that keeps you tethered to this plane, rots away with you along with your ghost.
Okay. I mean, that sounds pretty good. How often do you have to sacrifice yourself?
That's the thing. You don't have to. I mean, I'm a sacrifice, kind of. Yeah, but that's because it's not important. But you don't have to die. You just have to go to the center of the heart. That's it.
That sounds
You just have to find
dangerous.
yourself.
That sounds dangerous.
Less dangerous than jumping off a building.
I don't know, maybe jumping off a building would be faster, but also I don't really want to. I gotta be honest with you guys. And he leans in really close to both of you. I don't want to jump off the building.
Wilton,
Uh
I know a thing or two about ghosts.
huh. What did they say? Do they know about me? Do they know who I am?
Actually, and Toby, one of my resources is a bag of interesting teeth.
Oh, sick.
And Toby pulls out the bag and he's going to do something he swore he wouldn't do again. He's going to play one of the games that his parents made him do as a kid.
Okay.
And he's going to take the teeth and he goes, "Spirits, are you with us right now?" And he's going to
What?
shake the teeth out on the ground.
Yeah. Okay, let us know here. Behind the curtain of Toby and this stuff that he does,
Mhm.
what typically happens when he does this? Is it an actual thing, or is it a charade, or
It's a charade.
okay?
So Toby has some spiritual abilities and can sometimes communicate with the dead, but
Sure.
it was never often enough or as efficient enough
Hmm.
to his parents' liking. So
So
they created these games that Toby
yeah,
would play as a kid to make money.
gotcha. So you start into this game and you say, "Spirits, can you hear us?" And then what do you do with the teeth after that?
I like shake them and I
Like
throw them
dice?
on the ground, kind of like casting bones or
Right.
runes, but it's teeth. And
Okay.
I start messing around with them and going, "Spirits, are you with us right now?"
You take them and you toss them on the ground, and you're in full performance mode. And then when you look down, you see that the teeth have landed in the shape of the word yes, and all of them have pock-marked cavities in them and start to decay and move. And this is upsetting because this is supposed to be fake. Meanwhile, the other group is heading toward the kebab stand. And I would imagine Shoebill's in the lead. So everyone is behind Shoebill following this beacon when it happens. This guy, a male drow, comes running out of a side alleyway. And in his hand, he has 2 revolvers. And he's pulling them out and he's pointing at Shoebill, saying, you William Boot, I have to stop you. I have to stop you before it happens. And he goes to shoot you. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ah!
So when we come back, we're going to figure out what's going on here. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a good 10 minutes and we're going to go use the restroom and refresh our drinks and stuff like that. And everything.
I
will
don't
be,
need to. I just peed my pants after that. So,
okay, great. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Ew.
gonna go to Amsterdam falafel. Actually,
Dude, can you bring me
Don't
some?
blame you.
Because
Yeah,
I am
pull up.
starving now.
So much.
Yeah.
I want.
I would like
so
I would like
in
some
chat.
baba ganoush.
Okay, everyone in chat,
Mm.
put your orders in chat, and when we come back, we'll have Middle Eastern food for everyone. See you
Chicken
guys.
momos. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome back. Oh, welcome back to Heart, the City Beneath. We are playing this game that we are in. And I'm saying words out of order, but that's because everything is going wild, which is that our group is in the settlement of High Rise on the top of an abandoned skyscraper with a marketplace built there in a giant nightmare undercity. And someone they've never met before in their entire lives has arrived with the intention to kill one of their members. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to kick some music on here. And here's how this is going to work. Yeah, there we go. So, Bill, you are leading the group towards the others. You can see them down the block, maybe a block away. It's a busy market. When a man you've never seen, a drow wearing this strange leather armor, holding a revolver, charging up. Yes, Amber.
Doc, you're cutting in and out real bad.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think your mic may be a little
You're back
too far
now,
away.
yeah.
Am I back now? Is that better?
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
back now.
Okay, so in this busy marketplace, you
two.
see each other. You got vision of each other, but then this guy wearing this weird leather armor, a dark elf, a drow, comes running out of an alleyway with a revolver in both hand, muttering, "I have to stop him to do the thing. I have to stop before he can do the thing. I've got to stop the thing." And he charges at Bill with the intent to kill you. He's going to start shooting. Bill, what do you do? Because I don't act here as the heart. You act, and we see how your results are.
Bill sees this man raising their pistols.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to throw up a magical shield in front of him using Evade Occult.
I love it. Perfect. Exactly. Yes. This is how heart works. Is you tell me what skills you're using and how it applies to the situation. This is Evade Occult. This is a dangerous situation. Just because he is in on you. For everybody else, it's a standard sort of thing, probably, because he's very focused on you, Bill. And so this is going to be, you take the two highest rolls off when you're done. So if you've got something else to add here, if you would help from someone or
So
any
this
sort
is-
of mastery
This is
or
capital
any sort of
D
ability.
dangerous
This
right
is
now?
dangerous.
Shit, okay.
I am also going to use my sacrifice ability.
Okay, what does that do?
Sacrifice. You can opt to destroy a resource with the occult domain. Roll the resource dice. The amount rolled is added to your protection value against any stress incurred as a result of casting the spell.
Excellent. Great. So what do you sacrifice as a way to, like a material component for this shield?
I have a vial of cursed ink that he will
Okay.
crush in his hand.
And we'll see if you can make an ink thing as you do your roll. So roll me an Evade Occult.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, a 2. So this guy comes at you and he just starts blasting. He it goes bang, 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 and this is going to be a D8 amount of stress to blood. So I'll roll it here. 1. So
Negated.
once to blood, and the ink shield just whoom, like eats it up. Who goes next, and what do you do?
I would like to. Wyand jumps in front of after the first bullets ring off and hit the splatter of ink. He jumps and pulls off of his back. He doesn't have a sword, doesn't have a mace. No, he has a shield that is like double the size of him and a double in width. It is
Yeah.
massive. It almost looks
It's like
like
the door of a
it
subway
has.
car.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a subway car size door, and it makes up half of his shape. He's a really tiny guy, but the shield is absolutely enormous. So he puts it down right in front and looks and he goes, "We're about to prove that we definitely don't suck at security." And he holds waiting for the next
Okay,
sound
so
of the
you're
ringing of
doing
the
this
gun.
is kind of like an endure or evade kind of thing. Do you have a roll you want to make here? Because he's still firing, so if you want, we can do a roll here.
Yeah, I'll do endure.
Endure,
Yeah.
endure technology,
Mm-hmm.
because you've got it like you're using your shield. So roll,
Oh.
and this is not dangerous for you. This is standard.
Okay.
So open up your sheet. Endure technology.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do?
Oh.
A 10. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And a critical success. And so what I'll say is, with a critical success, if you want, you can use this shield to bash this dude. in the same
Yeah.
fluid action if you want.
Mhm.
So,
So he's getting pretty close. That window, I'm guessing, is now he's
oh,
pretty
he's
close to us.
right up there. Like he's
Oh, he's right up
making
there.
a
Okay, cool.
beeline for Shoebill. So your
Mhm.
shield is a kill block D6. So roll me a D6. This guy has a resistance of 8. He's got a protection of 1, so like an armor soak of 1. But you have to get his resistance down to 0 if you want to stop him from coming after you.
Okay.
A 6. So describe what happens as you like hurt him with the shield.
As the shield hits the ground, you hear like the giant thud of the steel, and it almost seems like as he pulled it off his back, like he couldn't hold all of the weight overall. So it just hits the ground really hard, and you see
Mhm.
Wines kind of get up on one foot, and as the guy gets closer, he then stumbles into the dude
Yeah.
and just like hits him in the face, but like almost to the point where he's falling over with the shield.
Gotcha.
On the man.
So you hit him in the face, you push him down with the shield. All of you watch like his nose is busted. He's got blood like streaming down his face. He's still got 3 resistance left. Who acts next and what do you do? This guy's on the ground, but he is still determined.
I'd like to make his nosebleed worse.
How so? My witch friend.
I'm a blood witch. I have
Yes, you
exsanguinate. So yeah, I'm gonna do weird blood witch things. And yeah, I just go over and I put a finger in one nose and like force blood out the other, or attempt to at least.
You're going to possess his blood and do stuff with it. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of roll are you making?
So kill and occult, because spooky blood magic.
Yeah. Kill occult
Yeah.
sounds great.
Awesome.
So roll me kill occult. This is standard still.
Yep.
7. Success at a cost. So you do take a little bit of stress here. As this guy is it's a D6 amount of stress. You take 3 stress. We'll say you take 3 stress to mind.
Okay. I've got 2 protection in that.
Okay, great. So it takes 1 stress to mind. So roll me a fallout check just to see if you get a 1.
Yeah.
3.
Hey.
So you're fine. It is just like it sort of like sprays out the other side, and it's like it's all happening really fast. It's a bit anxiety inducing.
Ooh, that's
But
disgusting.
you hold your ground. Who acts next on this dude? Oh, and also, did you do some damage to him? 3. Okay. 2. He is still hanging in there. He's got 1 resistance point left.
I
He
have
is just
something really weird to ask.
Okay. Well, it's heart, so yeah.
Yeah. Are there any flying creatures?
You mean
This
albino
guy-
crows? Yes.
Potentially, yes. Oh, that would be very fitting, actually.
They're native to this place. They turn them into kebabs
Excellent.
and stuff. So yes, there are crows that are pink and white that fly throughout the area.
Beautiful. I would like to I would like to do an intrusion. Seeing this man attack my friend Bill, and also being extremely morbidly curious to see something fall at this great height, I would like to release my swarm. I crumple unconscious to the ground, but my swarm will fly into a wild animal and take control of it.
Yeah. Love
So
this.
I would need to roll a compel wild.
Okay.
And if I am successful, then I can control this albino crow. And basically, I want it to be a harbinger of this man's death as he falls over the side.
Yes, please do that. This is still standard here.
Okay,
So
great.
do what you got to do here, and we'll see how it
Okay.
goes.
Either way, you all, I don't know, this might actually be pretty common as the bees fly out, but as the bees...
So Jezzy collapses. And
yes,
the
like
bees,
a
where do they
jet
come
stream
out
of bees fly out of her
Okay.
mouth, and as the last one like leaves, Jezzy just
Yep.
ragdoll, unconscious.
I would also make sure everybody knows that as this happens, the crowd in the marketplace is screaming and running in every direction.
Love it.
Because of course they are. Go ahead, make me that roll.
Beautiful.
This is it's what kind of a cult is it?
It's compel wild, since it is a
Compel wild because you're
animal.
trying to compel this
Compel a wild
wild
animal.
albino
Yes.
crow.
Correct.
Okay, it's a standard roll.
Great.
Ah, 7.
7.
Success at a cost.
Okay.
I'll let you decide what cost do you pay for this? Like, where does the stress go? Does it go to your physical form from falling down? Does it go from echo as you are changed out of partial B form
I
into
would
your old
actually say
fleshy
it
self?
might be blood, especially since maybe as the crowds are fleeing. I
Yeah, I
mean, my
think
body
so.
did just ragdoll
They
down the
punch some
street.
extra holes out of Jesse on their way out,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you take 4
Oof.
stressed blood.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. And then roll me a fallout check once you add that to your total stress.
Okie doke. Oh, does
Right on the
meets it
nose.
beats it?
No, it
Oh,
means it
great.
fails it.
I should have
So
figured
you
it
do
hard.
take minor fallout, but I'll let you decide what that is. It's blood
Okay.
fallout for sure. Check the
Okay.
fallouts on page 80 and decide on something. But before you do that, let's do I'd say you do d6 damage with this crow, and you tell me what this crow does. If you roll a 2, this guy's done.
Okay. R 1d6. Let's see if it does this correctly.
A 6.
Woo!
So Sid, I'm gonna give you the reins here. Describe what happens and how this commandeered, hijacked albino crow kills this guy.
Love it. As the bees jet stream out to find the nearest crow, this crow convulses as it is filled with bees. And I like to think that its eyes, as the convulsions stop, become multifaceted, like a bee's
Ooh.
eyes.
Yeah.
And it flies up from its perch, takes a moment, almost like a hunting dog. Its beak lines up with this murderous gentleman, and it gives a caw, and but the caw is almost like a multifaceted sound with the buzzing of bees.
Oh yeah, like 1,000 caws.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it dive bombs this man, and is attempting to throw him over the side.
Oh, excellent. So so this guy stumbles up to his feet, right? And then this albino crow hits him in the neck,
Mhm.
and he stumbles toward the edge. That's what we'll say. I'm going to say that if anyone wants to stop him from falling, you have a chance to do that now.
Could I use compel curse to magically just hold him there for a brief second to speak with him?
You can make that attempt for sure.
Come on. I'm casting all these spells. Why are you doing this to me?
Long, sticky hand spell reaches out. Stretch Armstrong spell.
2.
A 2 is a failure, and you take stress. I'm going to say you take D6 stress to echo.
Sorry, was it supposed to be risky or standard?
It is standard.
It would be a 6 then.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's a 6. That is a success at a cost. I believe. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'm right.
Could I
6, 7 is success. 6, 7 is success at a cost, right?
I believe so.
Let me look. Yes, 6 or 7 is success at a cost. So you take 3 stress to echo.
Oof.
And then make me a fallout check. But your spell grabs him by the collar.
what it looks like is that ink shield is still up in front of Shubil. He grabs a handful of the ink, tracing a sigil in the air, and then punching through it as this inky clawed hand grabs the collar of this man before he staggers off.
Nice. And he's still there at the edge of this building. And he's just being held there. What happens next? You're out of combat. You're out of the situation at hand. But this guy's dead.
Ooh. Shubil is going to yank the body back so it splatters against the ground, and he's going to stalk over there, tracing some more sigils in the air with a combination of ink from the shield and whatever arcane abilities he has.
Okay.
I'm going to try to speak with the dead.
Okay. Is this something that you can naturally do?
No.
I'm going to ask this just right above the table here. Is this something Toby can do?
Ooh.
You know this. That Toby has that distinct ability to communicate with ghosts and the deceased. It's up to you what you want to do with it.
I'm going to make a good boy roll.
Okay.
An RJ good boy roll.
May I use Compel Curse to drag his soul back to speak with it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll say this, though. We'll say this before you roll.
Mm-hmm.
This is risky.
Yep.
Because this is a powerful spell where you reach across to one of the 8 heavens or hells. It's not dangerous, but it is risky to do this. It could have bad consequences.
Man, I'm already at 6. Stress.
Hey,
Would it
reach
help?
out to your friends, okay?
Would it help you make up your mind if I describe some other things that you notice here at hand?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just going to give you more information, okay? So you look at this guy hanging there, and you see that he has a bag, like he has a bag of stuff. But that's not the thing that disturbs you the most. And in fact, it might not even be you that notices it. It might be some of the folks back toward where he was before he stumbled toward the edge. Because there on the ground, they see his guns that he dropped. And the thing that is most alarming is that these guns are your guns. Those who know you well, maybe Jesse, maybe Elric or Wines, look at these things and they're almost identical to the pair of revolvers that Bill uses. They're just old. They're much, much older. And so if any of you want to share that information with Bill.
Shu. I took the fallout of wringing head. So my head
Love it.
swims and I taste blood in my mouth. So my next action will be dangerous. That one after that will be risky. And then I will remove this fallout.
Got it.
Bill.
Rounds on Jesse.
He got
Caesar.
guns like yours.
That might be enough. Bill snaps, looks down at the guns, quirks his head to the side, picks them up.
What's this guy look like?
He is wearing...
He's not an older human that looks vaguely like Bill, is he?
I've got to stop myself in the past.
Okay, good.
No,
good,
it's
good.
not. He's a drow.
Okay.
Whereas Bill's a human, so that does it. He smells a little bit like a wet goat. He has this weird leather armor on that's tattered. He is like poorly shaven, almost like he did it in a hurry or poorly, like just didn't do it well. He looks like he's been living rough. He's been through some stuff. He's clearly, from what you saw before he died, he is traumatized. Yes. What do we do?
Bill sighs. He presses down his jacket to smoothen out the wrinkles, smiles placatingly at the party, grabs this gentleman by the foot, and begins to drag it to the kebab shop.
So by now, the crowd has moved as far away from here as they're comfortable with. There are a few people who are in their shops, maybe the people who are used to seeing chaotic violence erupt in a city, are still hanging around, sort of watching. But I would say that Wilton is cowering out of sight. But Anais and Toby, you guys have watched all this happen, and now they're all coming towards you, and Bill is dragging a corpse behind him.
So Wilton, the thing about kebab that like you really don't understand is just so important is that, it comes with so many spices and you can put so many toppings on it. You can get, yeah, I know it's terrifying. It's a lot to handle. But if you had jumped off that building like your cult told you to, you never really fathomed all of the different flavor combinations and permutations that you
Did that
could have
guy-
enjoyed.
Is that guy dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unceremoniously just plops him onto the table face first, leaning against the back. Toby, my good man.
I have a feeling you want me to get to work.
Please and thank you. I appreciate you so much.
The first thing I do is I scoop up my teeth and put them back into the bag.
Okay.
And I'm just like, gonna address
When
that
you
later.
reassemble your, I love that it's a collection of interesting teeth. You keep your boring teeth somewhere else,
Yes.
right? But when you scoop them back up to put them in the bag, they're not cavity pocked anymore.
I'm going to have to address this at some point.
My man.
All right. Shoebill, first things first, I can ask him one question directly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to ask him?
Is there any stipulations to the rule, or is it just anything goes at this point?
One question.
Who sent you?
So I have this ability called Last Rites, where when I touch the brow of a recently dead person, I can ask their spirit a single question before it fades away.
Okay.
So I just walk over.
No roll necessary here. You just walk
Yep.
up and describe what this looks like.
So you see Toby kind of like, thumbs in sleeves. It's just kind of like, and touches his brow. And the spirit, like, this might be a niche example, but if you ever saw the show Pushing Daisies, like the spirit like kind of like pops up for a second.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm just like, yes, you're dead. Yes, there's 8 heavens. Yes, there's an afterlife. I have one question for you. Who sent you?
He looks at you, and as opposed to like Pushing Daisies, where it's like, "Hey, I'm a ghost," he is like, he looks like he's exhausted and terrified, even in afterlife. And he's like, I I said, I came. I have to stop Bill. I had to stop the horrible thing before it happened. There's a wound and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And he lingers there as if to say, like, I know I can't answer that question. I sent myself. I came here myself. but I had to be here. And he says, I saw it. And he just keeps rambling. He's like, I saw it. I had to avert the terrible thing because I saw the dagger and he had the dagger and the wound won't start bleeding, whatever he did. And I also want to say that at this point, Wilton screams and is running away as fast as he can because of his ghost aversion.
He gonna be okay?
I really wish there was a cantrip ability so I could just slam the door in his face before he ran out.
He's fine. He's when you're 16 when you're 13 and you're like confronting the realities of life for the first time and you've only had bad kebab.
Gotcha.
We've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having an existential food crisis.
Once or twice.
Elric at this point is eating a kebab, and he says, I'm really glad that it didn't pan out like I thought. You were taking them to a kebab shop, and I was very worried. I'm glad it was just to ask a question and not provide them with, meat.
Speaking of proprietor,
The spirit of this drow slumps back into the body. And when he does, it sort of like relaxes and the satchel he had like falls to the ground.
scoop.
All right, what's he got on him?
I'll start looking through his stuff. Other than Bill's guns, which you now have 4 of, but 2 of them are very old.
Very old-fashioned pistols.
Yes. He's got like a little pocket. One of his pockets has tiny cogs and gears in it, just like little mechanical technology parts that are D8 technology. He's got a tiny bag that is like the size of like a dice bag or something like that, but a little smaller. I'll put it in terms that all of you nerds understand. It's like a dice bag, but when you open it up, it's got fingers in it, and they're all stained with blue paint.
Fingers?
Fingers that have been removed and have paint at the ends. But then you find something in one pocket that appears to be a talisman with some sort of sigil on it of the arcane. And that catches the eye of any arcane occult weirdos amongst you, of which there are several.
What does it look like?
Do I recognize? Yeah.
It is it's almost not worth mentioning. It's an arcane sigil. You know what I mean? It's like there are lines and they go in different directions, but it means something. And if you want to determine what it means, it would be a discern occult roll.
That's what I got.
What about discern religion?
Nope, not in this case.
This would be a standard roll.
This is standard, yes.
Here we go. 7.
7. Success at a cost. You recognize this. Bill's learned. He consumes information, stories, knowledge. And you can identify this. This is the sigil of a group called the Gwyn Ardasi Cabal. And I'm going to, I'll paste that into chat because it's a crazy fantasy word. And the Gwyn Ardasi Cabal, when you like say that out loud, maybe Bill looks at it, he's like, the Gwyn Ardasi Cabal?
The hell?
The other person who recognizes this is Wines Into the Wind. And you know this group as a group of retro engineers who had ties to the Vermissian and the construction of this line before everything went wrong. And they splintered about a century ago.
Why?
Half of them now live in Spire, and they started a university called the Gwyn N4 University. You don't know where the other half is, where the Ardasi half is. But that's all you know about the Gwenardasi Cabal, and you'd have to seek out more information to learn more.
Why in all of the heavens are the Gwenardasi after me?
Sounds like someone's been playing around with time.
Not
Your
me.
dad-
Not yet.
Oh, don't put a toe or two inside of a different realm, Maybe a finger, maybe your head, maybe an elbow.
I'd maybe hold on to those fingers.
Fingers in many dimensional pies.
Is that a Gwenardasi thing or is that a bounty hunter thing?
Both.
Yeah, great. I hate that.
Why are they all covered in blue paint?
Do you think they accidentally blew themselves?
Ba-dum-bum-bow.
I don't know about accidentally. I know a lot of people that tried that before, but usually requires a lot of flexibility.
Guilty. Guilty. Abundantly.
Doc,
Yep.
so as the ability is written, echoes an ability I have. It says you can glimpse the remnants of what has come before. Roll discern plus domain to witness ghostly recreations of the past in your current location. This will genuinely show the most interesting or dramatic thing that occurred within recent memory.
Yeah. This recreates what happens in this area, right?
Yeah, but I was wondering with the fingers,
Sure.
there's some way to like try and echo the fingers to see.
Since that's a stretch,
Yes.
we could do that at a risky.
Okay, I'll do it. I don't have any stress yet.
Okay. Roll me. What would this be? Discern occult?
Discern.
Religion?
It just says discern plus domain. So I could
Okay.
do desolate or religion.
Desolate would be great because this is a desolate domain here in high rise because of the empty roofs and the vast, windy plains of the skyscrapers. It's a success at cost. So you're gonna take 4 stress to mind, I think,
Okay.
as you sort of like see these fingers and the memory that they carry is disjointed, partially because it was somewhere else, but also you suspect maybe some when else.
Dun, dun,
Um,
dun.
and it is like disjointed. It's almost like you're watching a film out of order where it's been spliced and all the frames are put in different places. And what you see is like somebody who is painting, a painter. And they are using blue paint. They are painting this picture of the moon. And all of a sudden there's some sort of arcane eruption or some sort of catastrophe that rips through and like blows them to pieces. Something awful happened to the original owner of these fingers. And for some reason, this person, whatever his name was, kept them as a reminder of that person.
I share this with the group.
I think this inspires Jesse to go look for the albino crow that her
Mhm.
bees took over just over there.
What
After
kind of shape do you think this crow is in?
Well, at the end of the situation, the animal that you control dies.
Gotcha.
So,
Go back to where he was at the edge of the building, and there's the crow, just sort of a little deformed, a lot deformed, and lying on the ground.
picks him up. You did a good thing, little buddy. You want to say bye, Larry? gives it a little kiss, and throws it over.
You fucking knew it.
Hey, hit the beat. You watch as this albino crow's body tumbles down into the mist, and as you watch, you think you can almost hear some sort of from the spirits down below.
I guess they like kebabs too. Walks back to the group.
So you all reconvene with a lot of questions and a lot of curiosity. What are your next steps here? I mean,
Oh shit,
First
y'all,
of
we got a job.
Oh,
Sorry, I know
wow.
there's
Whoa.
a dead guy and there's a whole thing. We have a
Oh.
job and they need us like right now.
We have to
Oh.
prove we don't suck.
There's
Oh,
this
you-
teenager that we got to save from a death cult.
Yeah, they really wanted him to jump off a building to appease the ghosts or something. I don't know. I just told him to eat a kebab and to maybe join my cult instead. But that's how do you grow up unless you have a good cult, right?
Normally, without a cult.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna dispose of this real quick. Shubil drags the body to the edge of the building and just throws it off.
okay.
Oh, you should have let Anais do it.
Doesn't there have to be a live thing for
No, it does not.
Something
Oh, does it?
or
Just has to be something.
someone.
If it, Anise, would you like to help me?
Where?
Why
Why not? Yeah.
We
That's a
could
good
strap
question.
some fake wings onto him and see if he flies.
Ooh, that actually really would be interesting. Yeah. And so they like roll up its like long robed sleeves.
Ooh, I can help. I have something called the perfect machine. So I can help create small technological devices, even if I don't have the right parts, because I synthesize them from wax and extruded bone from my body.
We turn him into a Macy's Day float.
No, we can give him like little glider wings.
I love this.
There we go. Yes. Immaculate way to die. Again.
So she just like, I'm assuming like kind of like spider silk. She just starts like pulling this material out of her mouth.
Close up magic.
Is this just a whole group of street magicians? Is that
Yes.
what we're doing here?
Yes.
Can
There
I
you
see
go.
the decorated-
Anais cannot wait for their journal entry tonight. Dear Dad,
What
today
a day.
I introduced today Toby and I went on an adventure.
Elric, were you just going to say something?
Yeah, Elric chimes up for a moment. I feel it's necessary to point out that if he comes back, he's going to be very unhappy, probably because of the killing, but also whatever this is. Just putting it out there.
Right, so right before we push him off the building to see if he flies, I'll shoot him in the back of the head just in case.
Sure.
You think, okay.
You could just take his head off if you want.
Oh, good point.
This
We
is
could
a
squish him.
version of all that's holy.
I guess we'll find out.
Does this stitching look right?
So
So-
now that he's in costume,
And headless, right?
and
You beheaded
headless?
him?
You know what? No.
I mean, if you're concerned about it, I mean, I'm just saying, like, but I
if
mean,
we're
I don't
concerned
really
about him
wanna do
coming
it.
back, we just chop him up into a bunch of pots and then distribute him around the city, hopefully making us a little smiley face on the murder board.
I'm just going to say there are some very resilient beings out there. Do with that what you will.
I mean, apparently this guy came from the past, so
Future.
Future. Future.
Right? That's how that works? Very old guns. Well,
But you,
The
Okay.
same guns. And when I say same guns, when you first saw us, like, those are like your guns. These are your guns.
it literally has like.
But they have a few more dings, some wear, some degradation.
It's literally the
So
same.
the fact that they look older means they've been around longer, means he's from the future.
Future.
question mark.
The bag of fingies, is that still
Yeah.
visibble?
Who's got those fingies?
Who's got those fingies?
Toby.
Toby got them fingies.
Wines walks up to you, Toby, and he's like, he starts to smell the bag. He's like, he takes a big whiff. Does the smell of the fingers covered in this paint remind him of anything in particular?
What a question.
Are you, so you're smelling these fingers?
Are you huffing paint right
We might have lost stock, by the way.
now?
He's just in the.
I was broken there for a second. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he was just hitting the bag. He's hitting the bag. He's trying to see if the senses of smell are
huffing.
channeling anything. Just, just shit.
The mystery persists of how he lost his job.
So he's just looking at it, looking at the fingers. He sniffs it, puts it back, and goes, "I don't know why this man came all the way from the future to deliver us fingers."
I think his original goal was to kill Shoebill. The fingers are ancillary.
How do you know? Which one came first, the fingers or the job? This is what I wonder.
Why don't we talk about that tonight when we camp? But again, coin, job, art.
Yeah, I'm just imagining if he had to make a delivery before trying to kill him, it just never made it. Doesn't make sense. And he just starts turning around, mumbling to himself as he's walking towards the door, agreeing and nodding till we got to get a job done.
Anis, we want to give this gentleman a push.
Oh yeah.
Double.
Red Bull gives you
dick.
wings.
Anise, did you want to eat this guy? Oh, I think you're muted. Maybe.
Did you say I want to eat this guy?
Do you want to push this guy?
Oh my fucking
Or
god. I was like, wait, that's one way to avoid a ghost.
Session 1, cannibalism. Woo!
This guy has been dressed up and beheaded, so you can drop him off a building if you want.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. Head stump first.
Okay. You help to push this guy off the edge, and you watch him tumble down. And I'll say that before you head off to this job, you look up and you look around. The distance is Wilton, who watches you push someone off the edge of the building and goes,
No, wait,
Halima!
Wilton, it's
Annie's-
not what it looks like. He was already dead.
He's already dead.
he just turns
Probably.
and walks away.
All hail and all that. I'm not helping.
We're
But
just
we're
helping
keeping
him
the
decay.
fingers.
We're just helping him decay faster by
You're not
exposing
helping
more
either.
body to the air.
Oh, does he glide? I absolutely peer off the edge to watch if he glides or not.
Okay.
You made a
You look
glider.
You look over the edge, but if you fall, like if you do it right when he drops off, you'd be like, maybe he glides a little. Like if falling's gliding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine it's that attempt when you first make a really shitty paper airplane where it goes whoop, Wile E. Coyote time and then straight down.
So are you all heading to this gig that you got?
Yeah.
Great gig in the sky. Yeah.
Oh, well, technically, yes, that's absolutely appropriate. Yes, it is a great gig in the sky. You head over to this rope bridge, and one by one, the cops. Cheese it, the fuzz.
Jesus, the fuzz!
Got to
Sorry,
go.
hold on.
Got to go. The profiling begins. Run. It couldn't be the first thing at night. Couldn't be.
Oh, that's the sounds of the game. So you all head toward that rope bridge and begin to cross it one by one. And you can see before you get there that it goes down a level to sort of what used to be a window, but it's also like semi-fantasy, so it's kind of like open construction. And you can see that there's like marble floors. This was obviously once a nice place to live or something like that. And you can see Celadon, I look upon thee with joy unendurable, sort of like standing there waiting for all of you as you slowly, one by one, make your way across. We won't make you roll. This is a very sturdy rope bridge.
Is he looking at us in like a way that's like he's pissed? Like we see any discerning him like
He,
see the
you
emotion
get
in
the
his
feeling he
face?
looks at everyone in a way like he's pissed,
Okay.
because he's snooty. But but you see a look of mixed concern on his face, and when you get close enough, he's like, "What was everyone? Everyone was running and screaming up there. What happened?"
There was
Perimeter
a,
secured.
we took care of it.
Oh, was there trouble in the local riffraff?
A little bit, but yeah, it's taken care of.
Oh, and who are these people? The new people?
These are the other two very competent security detail that we were talking about earlier.
All right. And he appoints at Anais and Toby, who are the two drow in the group. And remember, he's also drow.
Okay.
He's just elevated somehow. And he says, "You two with me. Come on." And he like walks over to the side. He says, "I need to have a word with you."
Anais looks at Toby and just mouths security.
Okay, and I put the bag of fingers next to my bag of teeth.
He sees you do this. He goes, "Yes, yes. Put your drugs away or whatever you have there." And he sort of waves you over, and quietly, like away from the rest of the group, he leans over and he says, "I know you may see me as some sort of hero, but there are not going to be many dark elves at this party. And so it would be probably best if you stuck to the shadows so as not to cause a scene. There are several powerful people from the city here, and we do not wish to make a kerfuffle."
A lack of kerfuffling there shall be.
No, you're not there. You ain't there. It's just Anais and Toby. So, I
You
don't know how you usually run your security details, but I think that the influential lords and ladies that will be here will be more comforted by our friend the knight there, and I don't know, maybe some of the others, but you know how it is.
don't make a kerfuffle.
No kerfuffles.
Don't want us to cause a scene.
Yes, we have a certain amount of decorum to uphold, like normal people.
Wait, aren't
Normal people.
Define
gnolls
normal
illegal too?
Yeah, gnolls are illegal in Spire, and he does flash you glances every once in a while, for sure. But he's definitely defaults to seeing Wines in the Wind as the leader of the group
So
because
you
he
don't want
is racist by proxy.
So two things. You don't want us to make a kerfuffle. Can we make
Yes.
a kebab?
A what? What is this? What is kebab?
A kebab. It's like a food. That's apparently. I mean, it's really popular here.
Oh, then no.
Well, all right. The other thing is, are you racist against your own kind?
What? No, of course not. I just happen to work within a certain circle of individuals, and well, when you work for people in power, you have to project a certain kind of discretion.
Right. Toby and I have spent enough time in cults to be able to say that just for I mean, we can keep to the shadows, whatever. But tokens get spent, right?
You can get spent. I don't know what kind of underground poetry you're saying, but very well. Yes, we will. You will be paid. He does not get this. Goes right over his head.
Okay. Racist and dumb. Got it. All right.
Yeah, sure. We can keep to the shadows. Toby totally has his hands behind his back with his fingers crossed.
That means he's fibbing.
He's
Oh, no.
fibbing.
Oh man,
Miss
rolling
economy.
a fib check. Um. So he invites everyone over to like the entrance to this main room, and just from the doorway, you can see inside. And inside there are several. Uh, it seems like a mix of like scholars, maybe some from Gwyn Enfor, the University Inspire, Aelfir aristocracy. For some reason, they're all down here. These nobles, these higher power people, no drow except for Celadon. They're all like Aelfir, a few humans. There's one Aelfir who is she is lounging, like she is on a chaise and is like her clothing is draped precariously across her body, and she's gorgeous. But as you approach the door, Celadon, I look upon thee with joy undurable, um, looks to all of you and says, "The job is simple. All you need to do is watch the door. All right, we don't want anybody from the marketplace wandering down. If you hear any noises coming from inside, do not be alarmed. Maybe having an orgy, you may be doing some sort of hallucinogenic drugs. And so it would be best if you just keep it here. We want to show everyone here a good time for the sake of my employer."
Are there any noises that we should check on?
Yes, noises coming from the marketplace.
All right, so room is fair game.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be the event of the season. Between, I don't know why I'm telling this to you, but between the two of us, I'm sorry, what was your name?
I'm Jazzy.
Miss Jizzy. Between the two of us, in Spire, we have high elves who are very powerful and important. And he starts like, again, just asshole behavior, right? He's like slowing down. Yeah. And he's like speaking very slowly as if you can't understand him and stuff, and says that basically his employer has set this up as a party, a private dinner in the heart as a curiosity, as an oddity for these nobles. And they paid good money to be here. And so, like, basically, like, he asks you to watch the door and just make sure no, roughnecks get in.
Do you have a guest list that we should be checking?
No, everyone's here. We're already behind schedule. You don't have to watch the door or anything. Basically, if you see anyone other than someone who looks like they have money, don't let them in.
86 poverty.
Thank you. Yes, we will 80, what was it? 86.
Diminish. Destroy. Get rid of. Buy.
It's
No
quaint.
more.
I like that. I might use it. And you watch him go in, and you see him go over, and just before like someone else closes the door in your face, like a big metaphor being shut in your face. You see him walk over to that lady draped on the couch, and he's just like fawning over her and like gushing. You know what I mean? Like, is definitely like giving her extra attention, and the door closes. And you're on door duty. Now, this might seem stupid, but is there anything you all do other than wait there patiently and do your jobs?
So I've got a length of chain, a lock, and some gasoline.
I also have, if you want to pair up, actually, Shu, hear me out. Hear me out. I have true form. Your skin skitters with barely contained force. The heart's blood within you is waiting to remake you as a flickering, hungry zoetrope terror. Whenever you want to, or when you suffer major fallout, emphasis on whenever you want to, you enter your true form. Describe it. When in your true form, you roll with mastery on hunt and kill checks, but all other checks become risky. At the end of the current situation, you revert to your humanoid form.
Fantastic.
You want to kill some nobles together?
Oh, dear diary, today just got so much better.
Can I make just a quick suggestion?
Take everything that isn't nailed down.
Well, there's that. Do you think they have the coin that they're going to give us on them right now? Or like they have to go to like a bank or something?
That's a good question.
Are they liquid?
I mean, I'm sure we can like get a lot of stuff off of them. So maybe it won't
There's
matter.
one thing that you know about Aelfir from what you've heard, and for those of you who have lived among them, is that in the city above they are assholes, but they pay their debts. You know they're good for it. So maybe that's something that you think about between now and next week. Because I think that's a good place for us to end. Either with all of you bursting into the room to slaughter all of these nobles, or to decide to hold out for your paycheck. We'll see what happens next time. And so with that in mind, here's what I thought we could do, as this was our first episode, and just so everyone gets a little insight into how the heart works. Let's go around, tell us who you are, tell us where we can find you, and then I'd like to hear like what your beats were for this session. So we have beats that we tried to meet, and we can decide whether or not you hit those beats. And if you do, you get an advance for each one. Does that sound cool? Awesome. All right, let's go in reverse order from our initial intro. So we're going to start with Derek. Derek, I love Winds into the Wind. He's an asshole, and he's a chaos demon. I think my Winds in the Wind moment for the week was you huffing a bag of fingers for answers. You interrogated those fingers.
I need to know. I need to know.
Do you have anything else you want to plug? Anything else that you've got going on? And then we'll talk about your beats.
I mean, yeah. Again, my name is Derek from Atop Dark Mountain. You can find this friendly neighborhood brown guy over on top of that same name under everything. Things I have going on. I just came back to roleplay in the Red Dead Sphere, playing Zheng Wei and a few other different characters on top of that too. And it's been an absolute blast building an empire that is going to crush the crossing in commerce. It's great. It's great. It's a lot of alliteration. I'm gonna write that one down. Thank you so much, Derek. Appreciate that, Derek. Anyway, so yeah, that's a little bit about myself. And you want a little bit about the character, or?
Well, let's look at your beats. So your beats for this session, if I remember correctly,
were, beats for this session.
Get into trouble as someone discovers your checkered past. These people find out that you're a knight, that you're ever missing a knight, and loop you into a bodyguard job. I would say that counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And then, thanks to your actions, a haven is pitched into deadly chaos. Yes. I mean, yeah, you almost killed the guy with a shield. So you hit both your beats. So if they were minor, you take 2 minor advances before next time. You can pick 2 new ones. Any other thoughts from you? All right.
Nope.
Good. No, that's Benji. How are you? Tell us about yourself and what you got going on.
Hi, yeah, I am Benji. You can find me online at Chance47 on all the socials, and Every other Saturday over at the Geek Life, I play some Call of the Netherdeep with some friends, so you can check that out.
It's awesome. So Toby, I think my Toby moment for the day was just interrogating a ghost, a little speak with dead action. That was fun. And then just to like see like where those fingers came from. Lots of questions, but that's how it works sometimes. It left you with more questions than answers. But Toby's beats were gain information on why you've been chosen by the heart, which is I don't think you've hit that one yet.
No.
And then terrify or intrigue an NPC with your obsession. Absolutely.
Or Wilton.
The kid, Wilton, is messed up after today and what happened. So you at least get that one advance for next time.
All right.
Sweet. Sid, my Knoll friend, you want to tell us who you are and where we can find you?
Yeah, again, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. Playing other games, you can find me over on twitch.tv/game nights. That's with 2 G's and a K, game nights. We play on Mondays and Saturdays. And Saturdays, I play with RJ. Woohoo! We are doing some Blades in the Dark. Just finished an epic 69 nice episode game of the Dragon Age TTRPG. Oof, finale last night, premiere tonight. Woohoo!
My favorite thing, Sid, is that you like to play because you played a Kunari, right?
I
In the
did.
Dragon Age one.
I sure
'Cause
did.
I've seen it. But you like to play just like sort of big weird ladies.
I do love a big weird
I love
lady.
that for you.
I do love a big weird lady. It's a
Hey,
lot
you
of
and me
fun.
both.
Hey.
Hey. Anything else you want to plug?
No, I'm good there.
Jezzy's beats for this week. Drop something or someone from a great height. Absolutely.
Yay!
And then allow something dangerous of the heart to live when you could have killed it. What do you think about that one? I'm thinking on the fence.
I'm kind of on the fence too. I don't know.
You didn't have your finger on a trigger necessarily.
I
this
did
week.
not really. I diffused a couple situations, but no, I think I can hold off on that one.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you for being here. And let's jump over to RJ. I hear, RJ, that you have a game coming up on Saturday with Sid.
Correct. Hey, everybody. My name
Oh.
is RJ. You can catch me at RJ's282 on most of my socials. I'll talk about the Saturday game in a hot second. On Mondays, I play over at the Indoor Adventures, where we do a 4th edition Wild West Cowboy Gold is Magic game. Tuesdays here. Tomorrow, I have a finale over at Rediscovery RPG using Kids on Bikes and a hack of it called The Monster Within, which is an adult version of Kids on Bikes, where you take monstrous traits and get real weird with it. Saturdays over at GGK with Sid. I play a Hull. If you think Shubil's chaotic, Fume is triple as chaotic. Sunday nights over at LB Hack Recklessly for another finale this week for our Fallout game.
Oh my gosh. You're a busy guy.
I'm very busy.
You're very busy. I think my Bill moment. Well, I just Bill got to be the target for a time assassination.
Assassino.
And I love just throwing that at you as the hook. And I thought that would be good.
That was nowhere in my backstory, but I am pleasantly surprised.
Well, it's not in your backstory; it's in your front story.
Oh shit!
Theoretically, so we'll see where it goes from there. But let's do your beats, yeah.
Make a dramatic entrance. That's a risky action.
I don't know if it was a capital R risky. You did get blown up and thrown into a stall.
It wasn't.
I think we'll put that one as a maybe.
And then acquire a rare or powerful item, which
no, not powerful enough. Not a D12 worth. Although you did get some interesting rare stuff. It might total that much. I think we both have to work on both those still, or you can just choose different ones next time if you feel like other ones would be better suited. Like in case you find a beat that is ruin an Elfier's fancy party or something like that.
There is also a beat that says kick someone off a ledge. They deserve it.
Ooh, that you. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, bud. Amber. Amber, Anais was so nice, and she is so enthusiastic about her death cult. And just telling this kid about, no, don't worry. Don't throw yourself off a building. Give yourself over to the power of decay and darkness.
That's
It
my
was
old hour.
fun. Amber, what else you got?
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. I am a recovering TTRPG influencer, but also you can purchase one of my 3 any winning or any nominated TTRPGs, including including Chew, which won Judge's Choice at the Ennies last year. Also, Flabbergasted and Necrobiotic were nominated at the Ennies in 2023. So, I guess I'm pretty sick, I guess. But you can find me this Sunday over at Live from the Apocalypse at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are starting our 4th season of our Regency Monster Hearts game, A Seasons of Secrets and Shadows, where my character actually might be getting a finale. It's fine. Because, yeah, it's a lot. But other things coming up on the horizon for me, again, I'm transitioning more into LARP stuff. So if you're going to Summer LARPin, really small chance that you are, but if you're going to Summer LARPin in Boston area in July, I'm going to be co-GMing the Always Waltz and Desecration. The Always Waltz is a Fae just a Fae masquerade LARP where you definitely aren't being treated. That's fine. And also Desecration is going to be written by my good friend Soraya Spinner. And it is about, hey, what happens if you touch the mummy? What happens if you touch the mummy though? But what happens? So hey, if you like LARPing, follow me. I have a lot of LARPing thoughts.
Let's talk about Anais and how she hit both her beats tonight.
I did? I didn't think I hit one.
Well, one of them is terrify or intrigue an NPC with your obsession. Yep.
About my
Because of
thoughts?
the kid. And then drop something or someone from a great height. So you got both. So you hit both beats. You get advanced for each of those. Yeah, way to go. Way to go.
Thank you.
And finally, Ali, my buddy. Hey, bud.
Hello.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was loads of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Tell us about you and what you're doing. Anything else you want to plug or anything like that? Or we can just talk about your character.
Yeah, not much to plug. I cause chaos in the crossing alongside with the other brown friend of yours that we bookend this thing with, right? We start
We pretend to be cowboys in a video game. Yeah. It's role play.
We do that. Yep.
Bagel sandwich, bagel Oreo.
Yeah. I am very bad at social media, so I have no unified handles for anything. My apologies. But yeah, we talk about the character.
Well, I love Elric, and he is very level-headed compared to everybody else. Although we did get to see his true form, and just for a job interview, it was very impressive. Like, all that. Let's see your beats here. Let curiosity lead you into danger. Probably. Yep. You were following Shubil, and then he almost got murdered, and then there was a guy with guns, and who knows what can happen next. I say you hit that one. Eagerly follow a vague and unreliable rumor. You don't really have any rumors yet.
Nope.
But you did get a book of smut. So there's that. So you hit at least one of them. And awesome. You can either choose a new one or a new 2 for next time. And that goes to all of you as well. Everybody at home, thank you for coming and joining us for the premiere. We'll be back here next week. I'm Docrimbo. You can find me here every Tuesday, and then on Wednesdays, including tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern, I'm over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel, where we are playing Call of Cthulhu Down Darker Trails, or as I like to call it, Y'all of Cthulhu, in which I play Edison Jones, who's one of my Wild RP characters, as they and a group of other friends travel across the country to a paleontologist's dig site and try to explain away the horrors of the Old West and Mormons. So that is where you can find me, and I would be happy to see you there, but more importantly, happy to see you here next week. Thank you to High Shelf Collective. Thanks for everyone who coming out. thanks for everyone who coming out. And until we see you next time, happy kebabs and see you soon.
Happy kebabs.
Happy kebabs.
Happy kebab time.